gave this one a spin. There is no wind, you can see the trees. Okay, this is one I'm doing for a friend. Right here you can see the center line on the front, and you notice it's going clockwise, so this is the front. And over here on the side, marked stages. From our center line here, this is about 3.5 inches. Here's another 3.5 inches, then 4 inches. And then all the way on down here, this makes 4.5 feet at this line from the other line on the other side, and I added an extra inch. Just to play with, in case something goes wrong at the end. I can always cut it off, or I can leave it on there if it goes well. So it could be a 4.5 foot prop, or 4 foot 8 inches, which is not a bad deal. And we'll show you on the other side. This is the trailing edge, evenly marked all the way down. I just showed you all that on the front, the trailing edge all the way down. I got a little bit of bad wood here. I'm not too thrilled about that. I've got a little over here, but that's alright. And this wood won't be here. It's going to be part of the Venturi curve cut off. But other than that, she's going to work out pretty doggone good. And I want to show you the very end. I don't know if I showed you. I have all my wood. This is the center of the tree. All the wood that I make these out of, I carve it like this. I know it's going to curl and curve, but at least it's going to do it evenly. And I'd rather have that, the inside of that tree, to the very front. It's always seemed to work out good on all my props, and I haven't had any problems with it. There's my first mark where my blade starts. And you can see I've got 3/8 of an inch from the top. I come down to 3/4 of an inch, and then I taper all the way on down to 1 inch, leaving a half on the front. On the other end, on the other side, I have 1/8 of an inch, and that's pretty much about a 3-degree angle on the end, and that's going to give me a 4.5 tip speed ratio. This one's for a friend of mine. So anyway, rather than wasting a bunch of time, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera, and you'll see some progress. Okay, on this I took from the second stage. This is your first stage. Notice how it comes all the way to the top and then comes down to about here. If I took my skill saw and adjusted it to this depth and went all the way across down to here. And you see how it steps down to here on my next stage. And I go all the way to about here, then I drop down again. I made it all the way down to here. This just clears away a bunch of the wood. This really doesn't carve your prop. You have to, instead of having an angle like this, you'll wind up with an angle like this, especially up here at the root. And then it comes down to a lower angle of around 3 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and knock the rest of this out, which isn't all that hard. Took about 3 to 5 minutes. Every time you go one stage or distance from here, you measure where it stops, and you flip the blade around. Before you change the depth on your blade, you do the same on the other side. This keeps everything even as you go. Okay, be right back. As you can see down this prop, this is the end piece I left. I can always grind that or cut it off. Now if you look right here, you see how it's one level. This will come all the way up to here, and then it steps up like a step. And here it's another level, then it steps up. Over here, another level, it steps up, and right there where the chisel is the beginning. And if we look over here, you'll see I adjusted my blade to here, and I adjusted my blade to here, and to right here. And these are the different stages of my prop. And where I met my line coming back this way, on one side, I made a measurement, and I started on the other side before I even adjusted my saw. This keeps your prop balanced through each of the processes. And if I do the same thing all the way through, I'll wind up with a balanced prop. There we are. That was all skill saw. Didn't really take long. Took just as long knocking the wood out after I hit it with the skill saw. Now I'll take the Sawzall, and what I'm going to do is take it from this point, seeing as I have the line on the other side, and I'm going to take it down to here like I did with the tree saw. And I did the same thing from this line over to here. Now you can see that line inside here. Alrighty, And it's just a little bit of fine tuning and knock it all out, and then I'll flip it over and do the curve. Shouldn't take long. About an hour and a half all total. I just wanted you to see one technique. Right here, where my thumbnail is the line on the other side, and this one here. It's kind of hard to cut and cut and cut and leave all them kerfs and know where your other side is. One layer at a time really makes it easy. Because when I come down here, when I cut one, I'm going to do one for you and just show you just how easy it can do. Rock back and forth, I can see my line. I can see the angle of that blade. Now at this point I'm going to take this end of it and I'm going to bring it down to my line, and then I'm going to rock it down. And I can watch this end come up and down, and I'll know where my end is. See, it stops going down there and then it comes up. So I can find out where it's at, and I keep coming down on this side till I meet it. I know you can't see it on the other side. You see how that's down below the edge, but that's where my line is. Now if I come like this, it comes up. So I'm going to finish my cut. I'm going to go like that. If you watch that other end. Alright, I made it down to this line here, and I'm close over there. A little bit of a rock. It doesn't matter if you make it all the way down to it. You can always clean it up with the rasp afterward. Now it's time to just go ahead and knock your piece out and see how close you are. Too easy. Now that you're down to there, you can go like this, knock out the fine pieces. And I see I did make it down to my line over here. Okay. That means we're not working in the dark. Take it down to the other level of the rest of it. Now this is straight. If this rocks on there, then I'm high in the middle. Just hold it at the right angle so the middle goes. And you're there. And if you can see your line on this side and this side, now you're done. Take another slice. And you can work down that blade. It really won't take that long. Okay, that takes all the mystery and the scare out of doing it. I'm right here on my green line, and on the other side I'm on my red line, which is starting to slope down, which will come down, but you can't see down to here. And I'll show you the progress in a minute. Well, as you can see, it's getting a little darker out here. I don't know if the camera's readjusting for it, but there's your reason. Way up there, you can see rain falling into the other cloud, and looks like we're going to have a good old thunder shower coming. It's getting mighty dark around here. That one over there, I've seen it spin about twice today. This one here has spun off and on, but not much to do anything. Anyway, a little hot and muggy. I'm going to start cleaning up, so we'll catch you on the next video. Scott Brown, Green Wind, and Other Home Energies. There's another shot of the rain falling from one cloud into the next. See where it kind of dips down. That's all rainfall up there. It hasn't fallen down here yet, but it will.